Hey guys, Ozzy here. How's it going? I am doing pretty darn good. I hope you are as well. Bear with me just a moment here. It seems that they've got me on the wrong chat stream here. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Sorry, gentlemen and ladies, and ladles and gentle spoons. Bear with me just a quick second here. I need to try this one more time, and then I believe we will be all set. There we go. Let me type in a quick hi into our chat to make sure it's going through properly, and then get back to Streamlabs to see that it comes up in our chat here. I hope that everyone is doing well. As I said, there we are. Okay, so we are ready to do our live here. So I thought we would come on here and talk some sci-fi while we had a few minutes. Don't know exactly what we want to talk about for sci-fi stuff. So you guys let me know as you come into the chat here if there's something specific you'd like me to talk about. Right now, I am trying to check and see how our thing is set here. Okay, it looks like we are good there. So between here and there, we're good. But I'm going to be looking here. So what I'm going to do is put something different up there. I just need to find something good to put up. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. Perfect, 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 perfect. So, there we go. I'm a little bit lost right now, I gotta be honest. And I don't know why. So I want to talk about sci-fi, but I'm trying to find a good sci-fi thing to talk about. I think I found something here. So I've been watching some different stuff, a lot of superhero stuff, but and a lot of horror stuff. But I know that a lot of people do not like that horror and that kind of stuff like I like. So they're more into the sci-fi. So I'm trying to find stuff that's more palatable for everyone right now, I guess would be the best way to put it. Let's see, sci-fi movies. For fun. There we go. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about some sci-fi comedy movies there. That would be a good one to talk about. Sorry, guys. I need to grab a quick drink. Just stay chill here for a sec while I grab that. Luckily, my refrigerator's just off camera, so I can grab a drink easy and keep that going. Men in Black, you know, that was a great movie. I really like the Men in Black series. I haven't watched International yet, but it is on my list of ones to watch. I really like that series though because, first of all, I liked the first parts of it because of Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. I thought they did a great job with it, and the second thing was the effects. And while they're looking dated now, I mean, back when it came out, that was like state of the art and it looked great. And even though, like I said, it looks a little dated now, it still has a really good aesthetic to it, and it's a really fun movie to just watch. Um, it has a pretty good story to it, and the cinematography of it and everything is pretty good. And for those of you that like I do, you know, that brighter background, you know, that kind of lots of color saturation when you're watching certain kinds of movies. My horror movies, I like dark and atmospheric, other than Midsommar, which kind of shocked me. My superhero movies and my sci-fi movies, I like bright and flashy. I like my color palette to be very vibrant. Um, I really look for that kind of stuff when I'm looking at what kind of sci-fi movies I'm watching. Men in Black did definitely have that. They had a lot of, even though, you know, it was mostly about them being the Men in Black, they had a lot of color to the palettes in the world and everything. I thought they did a really awesome job with how they had that whole thing set up and everything that they did with it. I'm hoping that maybe at some point in the future we'll see another version of that with now a little bit older Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, kind of, you know, almost like a Where Are They Now type of thing. And I think that'd be kind of cool. But I don't think we're going to see it. I haven't heard anything about any talks for it to be redone or rebooted or pretty much anything like that. So I just honestly don't believe that it's going to be coming out. The second movie I thought wasn't as good as the first one, but had some really good funny spots to it. And then when you got to the third one, when they brought in Brolin and everything as a younger Kay and all that, I really did have to say that I laughed quite hearty at that. And I thought that his portrayal of Tommy Lee Jones was pretty good. I thought he did a pretty good job of playing Tommy Lee Jones as Agent K, and as a younger version. It was real fun to watch, and just the fact that it doesn't take itself overly serious. I love that kind of thing. When I'm watching that kind of more laid back movie, I love that kind of, you know, just more chill attitude, just more fun. I really do look for that when I'm looking at that type of movie. You know, I don't want a static, just, you know, bleh. I want those comedic elements. Another good one would be like Galaxy Quest. Kind of a spoof on the whole Star Trek thing, which I thought was really good how they did it and how they actually had it be like the characters, the actors who played the characters get abducted to then try to save the world or save the universe. I thought they did a really cute job with that, and again, a lot of the color palettes with that, very bright and vibrant. The actors did an excellent job, and the cinematography, just really great vistas that they used for some of it. The sci-fi comedy genre seems to have a really good amount of movies in it. Now, a lot of what you'll find in sci-fi slash horror comedy is a lot of times rated like B movie, kind of that, you know, it's okay, but it's not really great type of movie. And I feel that a lot of times that is unfair when we kind of give that classification, because I find that a lot of these quote unquote B movies are actually, in fact, really good movies, just 9 times out of 10 just not given that extra bit of love to really push it forward. I am a huge fan of that kind of just fun to watch movie with, not a lot of extra to it. I do love my movies that I need to think about. I do love my movies that I need to try to figure out. Um, but I like to watch a movie that's just lets my mind go for a bit. I've got a lot going on in my life all the time, so having that little bit of downtime really does alleviate a little bit of my stress and help me feel a lot more at ease and a lot more down to earth. It's really nice sometimes to just lay back and put on the kind of movie that really just lets you absorb yourself into the world without having to really think too much. Now, obviously, there's movies out there that make you think, but you get to the point where you've watched them so much. Hi, sister of mine, everybody that is. Don't forget, Curdy, go down and click that thumbs up like button to show me that you like the stream. Um, yeah, we're just hanging here talking sci-fi and B movies and stuff like that. The kind of stuff that me and Dad used to watch, like, and used to try to get you to watch with us. You know, Godzilla and stuff like that. Those kind of crap Sunday movies on like USA and all that. We really liked. I really kind of like. I liked watching that kind of stuff. I still do. I like watching those kind of movies. But then there's movies like Star Wars and stuff that, yeah, there's a lot of story there and there's a lot of information to absorb. But when you've seen it as many times as I have, I grew up watching it. Every time it was on TV, I put it on to watch. As I got older and I started, being able to purchase stuff myself, and we had a VCR. I bought a VHS copy of it when it was available, and I always have a physical copy of Star Wars, the original trilogy. Always, I have a copy of those on hand. And of course, I have Disney Plus, so I can watch it anytime over there. Um, but I've seen it so many times that it is one of those movies that at this point I can just kind of absorb myself into it without trying to pick it apart anymore. Because I have seen it so many times, I can almost go through the whole movie by rote at this point. Um, in fact, the other day, I don't know if it would really be considered a sci-fi. I mean, how do you classify your movies? I guess is the question that you have to answer when you're talking about something like that. Um, for this particular movie that I'm about to talk about, it can straddle a couple of different genres and has some thematic elements interspersed in there that it can be somewhat dark. So it's a questionable thing. Um, what I would have to say is the movie that I'm talking about is the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that came out in the 70s with Gene Wilder. It has some kind of sci-fi elements for sure. A wacky, zany place with these made-up creatures, impossible rooms and impossible things going on. Definitely a sci-fi theme going on there. It's a musical. There's music interspersed throughout. Definitely a horror at times. That boat ride with the singing and everything, and then of course the fact that, I mean, you never see any of the kids leave, other than Charlie. And Wonka pretty much shows a complete and utter disregard for all the kids' lives, anyways. And he, in fact, isn't sure if like the incinerators are on, or if the kids will make it or not. So yeah, it could kind of be classed the horror as well. There's some pretty funny parts too, so yeah, it could be a comedy. I mean, it's kind of one of those movies that it's such a classic that it can bend genres and just move itself throughout, and everybody can find a part in there to like about it. The newer updated one with Johnny Depp is also very good, and I have to watch it again. But I feel that it kind of lightened up, even though Tim Burton was the one who was doing it. I feel that in some ways it lightened up a little bit on Willy Wonka and kind of made him a little bit more of a, instead of this demented chocolatier guy, into a kind of almost an anti-hero, well, a hero, but like this, this broken hero, this guy who had taken a beating in his life and come back. So it kind of gave you a backstory into who Willie was supposed to be beforehand, and kind of made you pity him more. So when he did do these odd things, that you didn't really question it. But I really like how there was none of that backstory in the Gene Wilder version, because it really made him feel a lot more off kilter. And some of the ramblings and things that he does and goes through, really, you sit there and just go, what is wrong with this guy? Why is he doing this? And then when you get to the end and you find out that he's just trying to find somebody to take over his factory for him, you're just like, still, this doesn't make sense for a lot of this stuff. But definitely a fun movie to watch, both versions. And I just sat down with my girls this past weekend, or a couple weeks ago or something, and watched the animated version, the Disney Alice in Wonderland. Now I want to get and sit down with them when they come back this weekend probably, and watch the newest Alice in Wonderland with the Johnny Depp and everything. I think that's going to be pretty good. It's got Helena Bonham Carter in it and everything. I think that's going to be a good one to watch. I think they'll like it after watching the original cartoon one. Lauren and I kind of sat with them and watched it a little bit. I watched the whole thing, but Lauren had some stuff she had to get going, so she wasn't able to sit and watch the whole thing with us. But we all really enjoyed just sitting there and kind of watching it together. We've been doing that a lot more lately, and I'm trying to find movies that the kids will like and that Lauren and I like, or might like, if it's something we hadn't seen yet. Like I said, we tried Short Circuit with them before, and it went over not very well. I love that movie growing up. Johnny Five is alive. We're waiting for them because it's robots. Lauren and I were in awe of this kind of stuff. We were like, when we were kids and they showed them robots, we were like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was the coolest thing ever. We couldn't wait for something like that. We've been pictured having one ourselves and having it be our best friends. And the kids, they're so into the phones and everything. They're so used to technology now that they're watching it. They're like, so what? It's going to go evil and kill everybody like Terminator. Or no, it's going to get broken and blah, blah. And they're just like, they're dissecting the movie, not giving it a chance. They're just sitting there tearing everything apart. I'm like, give it a shot. You don't even know what you're missing. And of course, we had it on the big TV. So we were watching it in higher quality than either of us had ever seen it when we were younger. So we were all sitting around and we're thinking, Lauren and I are thinking, this is the greatest thing ever, because we're getting to watch this movie in high quality. We're getting to share it with kids. We got the lights down, we got popcorn, everything's like, this is a movie night. And then they're just like, meh. But it had happened a while before when we had gone out to her parents, because we were doing a Christmas thing out there and we stayed the night, and I put on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and I couldn't get the kids to watch it. They were too busy on their stupid phones and stuff, so it's one of them things, I guess. It is what it is. I do say that quite a lot, but I'm trying to get them to understand that we need to do more of that kind of stuff, and we need to open ourselves to different kinds of things. I personally, like I said, um, horror is one of my favorite. Sci-fi is one of my favorite. Superheroes, I realize they're usually considered action or something like that, but I really consider them a lot more in the sci-fi genre, if not in a genre into and of themselves, simply because of the particular type of movies that they are. They can encompass an entire genre, because you can have ones that are action-packed, ones that are horror, and ones that are sci-fi-ish. They can run the gamut. So I kind of see them more along that line. But even though those are my favorite genres, I can get pulled into pretty much any genre of movie with enough impetus and with the proper, let's call it coaching, from either everyone wanting to watch it together, so that way I can get more into the movie by having an audience along with me, and people that maybe if there's an in joke or something that is in there, I can explain it to, or the even better, one thing I like to do is watch, like, for the people who read the books or the people who are comic book fans or something, watching a movie like Dune or the Harry Potter movies or any MCU or DCEU movies. If you know all those kind of little in jokes that are in there, it makes it that much funnier. It puts an added layer of trying to spot things that are comic book related or that are directly out of the book or whatever it is. If you're watching a comedy movie, a parody type movie, you're trying to dissect which movies are being parodied, which franchises, which books, whatever it is, what's the parody of in that particular spot, because a lot of them, like Scary Movie, one of the best parody movies and parody movie series out there, that just kind of went through and hit on all of the horror movies that were out either prior to it coming out or at the time when it was coming out, and then even put in some disaster and sci-fi type movies as well, just to throw everything its own bone. Again, to me, that type of thing, when they put all them levels in there, that makes a movie a lot more fun to rewatch multiple times. There's a lot of movies that I felt fell flat and I've only watched once. But there's a lot of movies that I watch multiple times as well. Things like The Crow that I know I've seen well over 100 times at this point. Um, I watch it every chance I get. If it comes up on when we had regular cable TV or on-air TV as opposed to the streaming, when it came up as being on, I would flash onto it for a few minutes at least. I would watch at least a portion of the movie, regardless of what format it was in. If it was on Fox, if it was on a pay channel where it would be uncut and all that, it didn't matter. I watched it anywhere and everywhere that I could. So guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you click the thumbs up like button. Let me know that you like this stream. Also, it helps push me in that YouTube algorithm. If you're not already a subscriber, please go down and subscribe. And if you did both of those things, also remember to go down and find that bell icon. That's the notification icon. That'll let you know anytime I upload new content. I do have a lot of stuff planned for here. These videos that I'm wanting to do here are proving to be a lot more involved than I had initially thought. So I think the time frame that I had, I think I'm going to be doing more lives here and producing a good video every week, but having a good video put out each week and maybe 2 lives or something like that, as opposed to trying to put out 2 or 3 good videos or 2 or 3 okay videos and then doing a live or something like that. I think I need to scale back and really focus on quality over quantity, because I looked at which of my particular videos are hitting right now and which ones are getting and continuing to get views and which new ones are cropping up as getting views, and all of them seem to have a general theme and a general editing style. So I need to look at that and see how I made those ones and focus more on that type of content for the time being, because the channel is growing. We were at 136 subscribers as of the last that I looked. We have one video nearing 9,000 views, and we have another video that was creeping up on 6,000 views that up to probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, that video had maybe a couple hundred views, and now it's almost at 6,000. And now a few of the other videos that I had put up around that same time are starting to gain traction and starting to find their own area and starting to take off. So I need to focus on making more videos like that. And in doing so, hopefully continue the trajectory of this channel, which will take us into getting monetized and hopefully to the point where I can maybe hire on some people to help produce videos and stuff and help me figure things out. One thing I do love is that if you guys could leave me some notes, some comments, either in the stream right now with the last about 2 minutes that we have left, or if you would leave it in a comment on my page somewhere, and let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see Ozpinions put out. If you're looking for gaming content, I do have a gaming channel that's 18 plus. It's Ozzy Stoner Gaming. Obviously, I am a medical marijuana user, so if you're looking for that kind of content, you can find me at Transcendent. That's Transcendent by Ozzy, also on YouTube. I am working, I do have Ozzy's Kiddos, which is just kind of adventures with me and my kids. Non-copyright background music by Ozzy is, pardon, just what it says it is. It's non-copyright background music with some really cool background video that you can watch or you can have play if you're a streamer or something like that, or if you're just looking for some good instrumental or just kind of good music that you don't have to think a lot about. Just let it play in the background while you're studying or what have you. That's great for it. And I do have one other channel that I'm working with, and I'm thinking is going to be released pretty soon, but I need to work on the name of it a little bit more. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all of that I'm doing, and I will be seeing you very soon. I do have a live over on Transcendent at 4 p.m. today, so if there's anyone interested in that, feel free to come on over then. I want to once again thank my sister Kirsten for coming in and joining in the chat. Hopefully we will be seeing you somewhere on one of our other lives at some point on one of the other channels or something. But for now, I believe that is it for me.